So I got a comment recently on one of my videos about what to do whenever you see your specific person with someone else, and how I felt whenever my specific person was with someone else. Because you know my story, my specific person, the person that I'm with now, you know, there was lots and lots of ups and downs. If you haven't read my ebook, How I Manifested My Specific Person, all of the ups and downs are in there, including the parts where he was with someone else. And, you know, I've been through that experience, and I wanted to make a video about this because I feel so much empathy for this particular experience. So if you're watching this video, which I'm sure you are, then I just want you to know that I really feel for you, and I know that this is an incredibly difficult experience. So we're going to talk about that in this video, ways to deal with it and my perceptions of it. So hopefully you'll find this video really useful. So before I jump into this video, two things I want to let you know. One is that I've got some spaces left on the Conscious Creators for the July cohort. So I'm looking for about 8 people who would like to go on a transformational journey. It's going to be an incredibly beautiful 3 months. That's what it is. It's intensive. So if you're looking for an intensive self-transformation program, this is it. It's also where you'll meet your soul tribe, people that really get you, understand you, who speak your language about manifestation, conscious creation, healing, personal development, all of that abundant mindset. It's where you'll find people who really get what you're saying, and that's one of the most healing things about it. We need community in order to transform, because we need to be mirrored back the new ways of being that we want to create, which create new results in our life. So if you'd like to take one of those spaces, it's still £450 for the next couple of days. I would love to see you there. So if you'd like to book in a call with me about that, then just let me know in an email or a direct message. We can talk about it over Zoom if you're unsure, and I can answer any of your questions, and I'd love to see you there. The other thing that I'm really over the moon about is that I'm hosting a retreat with Mo Cohen in October this year, and I would love to meet you in person. I spend so much of my time talking to people online, and I love it. I love meeting you. I love doing the group work. It is incredible. But what I really have dreamed about for such a long time is really being able to meet you in person and experience the community that we've created online. And if you'd love to be there, like I'd love you to be there, then please send me an email or a direct message. It's all about relationships. The retreat is called The Heart of the Matter, which is what we're going to be doing, getting to the heart of the matter of whatever relational patterns have been showing up for you, so that we can really learn new possibilities and step into that. So if you'd like to come along and give yourself this experience, give yourself this time this year, I would love to see you there. Okay, so when you see your specific person with someone else, it's horrible. In fact, it's one of those things that is one of the most brutal things that can happen whenever you've, broken up with someone, there's been a separation, and then suddenly you see them with someone else, or suddenly they've posted something on social media and your heart just stops, and it creates this awful feeling. There's nothing like it. It is horrible. It is also happening for you. I know it doesn't feel like that, but it really, really is. And I know that now, looking back on my own experience, that every single time this has ever happened to me, it was happening for me, to protect me. This person wasn't ready for me at that time. And actually, if I had been with them at that time, it might have been more painful. I know that sounds crazy, because all you want is to just have the happy ending and just be together, and the idea of dating other people just seems ridiculous because you don't want to be with anyone else. And I really get it, because your heart wants what it wants, as Selena Gomez says, and it's true. You can't just swap one person for another. It's not like that. The heart doesn't work like that. We get attached to people, and you're in a process. And one of the things that I can say about this is just be where you are. Be where you are. You're not ready to let go. You're not ready to move on. You're not ready to date other people, and that's fine. This is where you are. It's like, Mo was telling me the other day, there are times where we get angry about something or someone, and we can't just let it go. We can't just do that. If we could do that, all of these things would be so much easier to navigate, and the struggle wouldn't be part of the human experience. But the struggle and the resistance we have to things that is part of the human experience, and is always there to teach us something about ourselves. And we can't really ever force ourselves to be where we're not. So the most healing thing that you can do is accept where you are, accept that this is difficult, accept that, you know, it hurts, accept that you don't want to go on dates. That is where you are right now. And it might not always be like that. And obviously the situation might change. But your job at the moment is to only focus on you, to focus on your well-being, your mental health, things that can make you feel better moment by moment. And it's not, you know, doing an overhaul and just suddenly feeling better. It's what can I do in this minute to make myself feel better? What is something that I can do right now, moment by moment by moment, to make myself feel better? Because, you know, the bigger picture is a bit overwhelming for our nervous system. You know, there's too much overwhelm. What if he never comes back? What if I never meet anyone? All of that's overwhelming. So those thoughts will overwhelm you. Just bear that in mind. When you're thinking those thoughts, right now there's not enough information. So when there's not enough information, we fill in the blanks with all kinds of negative things that make us feel awful. So if you're doing that, know that that's normal too. And that, you know, you won't always be thinking like that. But at the moment, it's hard because you have this strong attachment to this person. The other thing that, you know, it sometimes makes people feel better and sometimes makes people not like what I'm about to say. But the thing is that when we say things like, this is my only person, this person has my whole heart, I can't be with anyone else, we're missing some truth here, which is that this person is not perfect. This person has not got every single key to your happiness. They just haven't. And that every single person that you meet will have pros about them and things that you don't like about them so much. Every single person. And so I know that it feels like there's something very romantic and spiritual even that's connecting you to this person. That may be true. That really may be true. But there's also something in this for you that helps you to reconnect back to yourself. And that's what the lesson is, usually, always. The lesson is, how is this affecting me so much that I've disconnected from myself so much and let this person take away all my power, you know? So by giving this person all the power, like this person's the only one, I can never be with anyone else, you're creating a very, very negative, self-defeating story there, which is worth questioning, okay? You might not be ready to right now, but it's something to think about. Maybe you'll watch this video again later and be able to have the capacity to question it. But when you're in overwhelm and you're sad and you're missing someone, it might not be the question to think about. I know, you've just got to go through the grief. You've got to be where you are. You've got to allow this season to go through you and out of you, because it will pass. It will pass one way or another. It always does. Okay? But at the moment you have a really, really strong attachment to this person and it's creating a lot of pain. So that's the thing to work on, is creating a healthy connection to this person, which, you know, means a bit of detachment, which basically means focusing on you again. You know, and when someone is with someone else, that is what it forces you to do. It forces you to do that unless you want to be very, very unhappy by, you know, wishing and wondering that this situation would change. Obviously, we can manifest a different situation by imagining it and thinking about it. You can. But if you keep doing that and you keep focusing on that, you will end up focusing more on them than on you, and you'll end up being unhappy. And that's not what we want, okay? So your goal is to create, because also remember that this person that he is with is not perfect either, just like you're not perfect. But there'll be things about this person that, you know, aren't the dream scenario. It's the same with everybody, okay? Nothing is ever absolute perfection. So just know that about this situation, is that your person's not perfect, their person that they're with right now is not perfect, and that things change all the time. You're not perfect, okay? So there's all of it is imperfect, but right now it is meant to be like this for some reason, and we might never know why. But in this process, you have the greatest opportunity to be able to refocus back on you and to become the best version of you, to become the partner that you want to be, right? So by doing that, by focusing on you and not trying to fix this situation, you're actually creating more of a pull towards you. So that's your job. And I know it's hard because you're like, I want to know that it's definitely going to work out. I want to know that this person's definitely going to come back. But trust the process. Honestly, one way or another, this situation is going to evolve. But trust the process, because this situation is going to evolve. It's going to change. And if you focus on you and you start really loving you, knowing your worth, knowing your value, right? The things about this person that they're with might one day not be so attractive, right? That they don't like, because no one's perfect, yeah? And the things about you living your best life and really enjoying who you are will suddenly seem a little bit more attractive. This is not a competition. This isn't manipulation, right? But your only job is to focus on you and to become the best version of you. Because let's say, and I'm not saying that this person won't come back or that you won't be together or whatever. I'm not saying that. But let's say that you get to a point where you feel really good in yourself and you feel really happy. When you're there, you have the best opportunity to create an amazing relationship with this person or with someone else, but you'll have a better choice then. But right now it feels like this person's got all the power, yeah? So that's where it's really, really uncomfortable. So whenever I went through this, it's brutal. It's horrible when I saw my partner with someone else, especially for the first time, when years ago, whenever he had met someone else, and I was just so shocked, and I thought, what the hell? Why wasn't I told? I just completely didn't see it coming, and I was really, really upset. But actually what it did is it forced me, like I say, to focus on myself. It forced me to detach, and I detached for a long time. And I didn't really think about him in that obsessive way for a long time. And my story is long because I didn't know anything about manifestation. And in a way that was a blessing in disguise, because I got to really properly focus on me. If I'd known about manifestation, I might have obsessively tried to manifest him, which I think would have made me more unhappy. Let me know in the comments below if you can relate to that. But yeah, I luckily got on with my life. I moved to Australia. I had other experiences. I did things for myself. I had other stories to tell that were nothing to do with him, and met other people, and sure, none of them actually compared. That was true all along, but I still had those experiences. And then later again, these things happened again. He met other people, and it was absolutely brutal. It was horrible in our process. All along, he was never ready. He was never ready for me, and I wouldn't have wanted to be with that version of him because he wasn't ready to be the person that I needed him to be, and he kept telling me. He kept telling me over and over and over again, which also meant that I wasn't where I needed to be, and I had my own avoidance. So he's mirroring something to you as well about you and where you're at, and it's probably to do with your self-esteem, the way you feel about yourself, your fears of maybe abandonment or not feeling good enough, not feeling chosen. And all of these things just need to be loved within you. They need to be loved by you, yeah? Because when you do that, they no longer resonate within your body, and then you don't see them in your experience. Okay, so it just works like that. We have to work from within first. But know that this actually, it doesn't mean anything in terms of the what might happen in your relationship. It doesn't actually mean anything. It just means that this is what's happening now. Who knows? This can obviously transform into something else. This person can obviously come back. That's one of the possibilities, And if you focus on that and you truly, really, really want to do that, then that can happen. But it won't happen when you're really needing it to happen. Actually, I can't even say that. Even if you're needing it to happen, it can still happen. But, it's less likely to be a positive experience, is what I mean. Whenever you're really wanting and needing it to happen, it's more likely to be a codependent situation than it is to be a healthy dynamic. And you don't want anything that's unhealthy because it just creates more pain. So make yourself healthy. Make yourself more healthy. Emotionally, spiritually, physically, everything. Focus on all of that. And just literally get off the YouTube now and write down all the ways that you are going to become emotionally, physically, spiritually, what are the other things? Something else. More healthy within yourself, happier and healthier. What can you practically actually do to become more in alignment with yourself? Okay, where do you need to be? What do you want to do? Where do you want to work? Who do you want to be around? Yeah, all of these things that will actually make you feel better about yourself. You've got to become the best version of you. Yeah, you are already incredible, by the way. There's nothing wrong with you, and it's really a matter of being able to love where you are now and love all of these parts of yourself, and be able to see that, yeah, this is a grieving period. This is hard, like the thing that you're going through. We don't need to rush ourselves out of it. You know, it will change inevitably, and you just need to create that feeling within you of feeling like you're okay with what is over time. It's not going to happen today or tomorrow probably, or even next week, but you know, over time, and I don't know the time frame because everybody's different, you will feel better about yourself, and then the situation will naturally change. But expect there to be difficulties, bumps in the roads along the way, because there is, because we're not straightforward. You know, it's really hard, but I know what it's like, and I didn't want to date anyone else either, and everybody else felt really boring, you know, for a really long time. And but then I did, as I felt better, I actually kind of enjoyed some dates, even though I knew nothing would come of it. I actually got something out of it and thought it was quite fun, because I felt so much better and less attached to the situation. So just see how it goes. But I hope you found this video useful. If you'd like to come along to the Conscious Creators Masters Academy, I'd love to see you there. We talk about all this sort of thing there. Other people going through a very similar thing. Yeah, so if you've got any questions, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.